Hello, sweeties. Welcome back. As you know, I'm Sachi the Scorpio, and I am here to deliver a root chakra needs tarot spread for all signs. So our root chakra needs can be sexual, creative, or, you know, the need to ground. So we're in Gemini season, and Gemini season in general can mess with our root chakra because it's not known as the most stable time. You know, we had North Node moving into Gemini a couple weeks ago, and of course we're having the Venus retrograde in Gemini, and we just had the new moon in Gemini yesterday, so we're bound to feel a little bit overwhelmed. So I'm going to do each sign in order from Aries to Pisces. The timestamps for each will be in the description box below. I suggest watching your sun, moon, and rising, and likely this video will be in two parts. So we're going to look at the Manara deck, the erotic tarot, and then we will be clarifying with my fire deck. So here we go. All right, Aries. What does Aries root chakra need for Gemini season? Ooh, my third eye candle just went out. So I have a feeling that you need to maybe not go into the psychic realm as often. Wow, that was really powerful. Mirror in reverse. Wow. Mirror in reverse, death, the Chariot in reverse, and one of fire. There is, yeah, a fire has to go out, okay? Just like how I mentioned that went out. There has to be a fire that goes out in order for you to start something new. This very much has to do with your self-image, I think. It's interesting. In order, yeah, to ground yourself, you have to stop moving forward with something. You have to allow something to end. There's some sort of toxic tie that you have with someone that is influencing your self-image, which can also, wow. There's a lot of solar plexus energy here. So I think your solar plexus, you know, your self-image is really being influenced by whatever this is. And this is the card of, you know, broken hearts and eating ass. So if it's not a sexual, you know, toxic sexual tie, then it's a toxic romantic tie that shouldn't move forward anymore. Wow. All right, so because it's like they might take your solar plexus energy through your root chakra sexually. Do you know what I mean? Let's clarify this. Miss Magus using spooky shot. Yeah, again, it's psychic energy in reverse. So I feel like there is some sort of like, you know, this is a ghost type. Even though it's psychic card, it's a ghost type. Like spooky shot, I take as, you know, someone like psychically shooting towards you. Do you know what I mean? And it might be really influencing, you know, it's like they take it through the root, but it comes out of your solar plexus, it looks like. It says, its cries sound like an incantation. It is said that its cry, or that the cry may rarely be imbued with happiness-giving power. Well, wow. All right. So remember how I was saying, like, kind of shut off the third eye? This is talking about incantations in reverse. Like, I don't know if you've been psychically connecting, you know, through incantations and things like that, but it needs to be knocked off is what I'm saying. Okay, Aries. Please like, comment, subscribe. The more energy that you send to me, the more that I can send to you. So, okay, like I said, I suggest your moon and rising as well. Sun, moon, and rising. All right, Taurus. What does Taurus's root chakra need? The 9 of air. This is Gemini Mars, so movement. I think that there is some sort of, I mean, that would make sense considering we're in such an airy time with all this Gemini energy, which literally wants us to just go, 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 go. You know what I mean? And Gemini Mars, like, this is about taking action. So there is, you know, take a step outside is what I'm hearing, especially for Taurus. Like, you know, the way that you become grounded is by spending time in nature. So I'm hearing, like, you know, like, take a step outside, you know what I mean? And also there's an aspect of not really committing to anything. Not like Taurus, you're one to jump into commitment quickly, but there is an aspect of keeping, you know, one leg in, one leg out sort of thing. But still one leg in, you know what I mean? And I feel like during all of the airy energy in Gemini, it can be very, you know, like, annoying for Taurus is what I want to say. I feel like you guys just get ignored by it, like overwhelmed, like not like other people do, you know? Like, I just feel the Gemini energy being like, ugh. Taurus, you guys are super chill. All right. Tell us more about this. Tell us more about the Nine of Air. This is also completing some sort of communication cycle within yourself, you know, because it is the Nine of Air. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, let's be more specific, please. If they want to come out again, they will. Please only one or two, maybe three. All right. So these want to, okay. There's a soulmate or twin flame situation that you need to keep one leg in, one leg out, you know, to make sure that your root chakra stays balanced during this time. And, you know, Gemini is the season of the twin flame. So it definitely could be twin flame. Also, you know, soulmate, even though it's more Libra. But, like, the tentacle, you know, this is a psychic connection lost in waves that's stuck. I feel like there could be an aspect that you're kind of, you know, in between the shore, you know, like, again, halfway in, halfway out, like in the water, but still at shore. So there is an aspect, you know, your root chakra needs to keep one leg in, one leg out when it comes to these situations, the psychic ones. It says, drifts in shallow seas. Anglers who hook them by accident are often punished by their stingers. So I feel like there could be someone that you're hooked to that kind of hurts you. You know, it's like punished by their stingers when you know, hook them. So I think that there could be some sort of, you know, like toxic soulmate twin flame situation that it's like, you know, that you want to work on this is what I'm hearing, but like you need to keep one leg in, one leg out. Okay. Don't get lost in the waves too much. Okay. Because it's going to imbalance you. What can help Taurus? What should Taurus focus on healing during Gemini season? The mystic. So, you know, this is definitely that psychic connection. So, like, you know, get on your spiritual practices. You know, I don't know what you do in order to protect your third eye, you know, where the psychic connection is between this person, or what you do to shield yourself off, or, you know, how you give any sort of praise. But I think that, and maybe your relationship with the mystic arts also needs to be healed. So, okay, Taurus, please like, comment, subscribe. The more energy that you send to me, the more I can send to you. So I hope to see you again. Mwah. Okay, Gemini, let's see. What does Gemini's root chakra need for Gemini season? Probably a pair of scissors, am I right? The Two of Fire in reverse. Interesting. So this is Aries Mars in reverse. So this is saying not taking any sort of sexual action to put yourself on display for others. In, you know, like a voyeuristic way, you know, like, this is in a relationship way, Two of Fire. This is twin flame energy. But also, you know, not for an audience. So I always take it as like not you know, like sending nudes to everybody, not letting everyone have access to your sexual energy is what I'm hearing. So, which makes sense because we are in the Venus retrograde, you know, in Gemini, your sign. So it's very much, you know, not wise to be taking actions like that during this time. And, you know, I know most of us were cooped up during Aries season, which is usually a pretty horny time. Taurus season's very sensual, and Gemini season, it's like shit goes off the chain, you know, like, oh, I love Gemini season. It's so fun. It's so fun. And I think that there's a lot of extra intense, like, pent up energy because a lot of people have been in quarantine and things like that. But this is saying, like, don't go too crazy. Don't go so crazy that you're putting yourself, like, on display for everybody. Yeah. Venus retrograde's not the time. All right. Because if you do, your root chakra won't be protected. Okay. Let's clarify this. Please clarify the... Okay. Emolga, bounce, and reverse. Yeah, because, like... It's like, I think that you might get stuck in something because it's bounce and reverse. Like, you might get stuck in something if you put yourself on display that is like, it's not going to end, but it's not going to be good for you. You know what I mean? Because it's Venus retrograde. It's not a good time to be getting in commitments. This also is influencing your solar plexus chakra. So, like, where you derive your self-worth, you know, like, this is who I am, like, ooh, you know, it's like drawing from there. What does it say? The energy made in its cheeks, electrical pouches, is stored inside its membrane and released while it is gliding. Yeah, so, you know, this talks about, you know, getting the energy from the cheeks, clap, clap, but... you know, like this solar plexus energy, like the way that it gets that, you know, sexual energy in general and what it has to do with the root chakra, we can very much, you know, that's where we absorb from. So if you are going to be putting yourself out on display for everybody during this time, then, you know, like you need to protect your root chakra from that, so that way you can store that energy when it's like time to fly. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if you let a bunch of people access your root chakra, then, you know, you might get stuck in some way. Like, you can't bounce, like, you can't fly, you know, because Geminis usually can. Like, that's one thing I'll always give you guys credit for. Like, you will not stay in something if it doesn't serve you, and you guys will just, like, skedaddle, you know, when you know that it's time to skedaddle, you know, like, you will always be true to yourself in that way. And I feel like the way that a Gemini Venus retrograde would literally somehow, like, trap you into not being able to leave for a while. So be careful, sweeties. If you're in a committed relationship, obviously that's very different, but, yeah, putting yourself on display for others is not recommended. Maybe for any couples who are considering exploring. All right, so what should Gemini focus on healing during Gemini season? What should Gemini focus on? The Goddess. Oh, yeah, well, it's the Goddess coming out reverse. You know, usually I don't do these in reverse, so I think that it needs to be up, but, like, the Goddess needs to be upright before there is a tantric union. You know, this, like I said, it is a very sexual time, but, like, if your Goddess energy, if the divine feminine within you is not where it needs to be, then you know that it's not going to be the type of sexual union that need be. For those of you in a committed partnership that have been thinking about putting it on display for others, or maybe bringing some other people into it, I think that this is an indication that, you know, maybe another third party is not recommended, but rather exploring through tantric energies, which, if you don't know about tantric sex, then I suggest that you Google it, because the energy manipulation is incredible. Like, professionals can get to the point where they can manipulate your energy and make you orgasm without even, you know, touching you. So that's something to explore. And as a Gemini, like, you have the mind power. So All right, Gemini, I hope that you got what you needed, and please like, comment, subscribe. The more energy you send to me, the more I can send to you, and I hope to see you again for the next reading. Bye-bye. All right, Cancer. What does Cancer's root chakra need for Gemini season? I'm hearing like, what doesn't it need? What does Cancer's root chakra need during Gemini season? Wow, 10 of Fire and King of Fire. You need some sex. Wow. Or passion. Like you want like a very aggressive divine masculine energy to come towards you, almost to the point of it like being a little bit unsafe. You know, this is also a card of consensual non-consent, so that could be something that you've been, you know, a little lusty over. But this is like hella fire energy where there's a divine masculine here, which is the King of Fire, the Leo card. We also have Sagittarius Saturn here, so some Capricorn and Sagittarius energy. But like you definitely want like the King of Fire. Like he comes out, he knows what to do. He's all about the passion, the love, the intensity, the lust, the witchcraft. Like he's here with the knife. Like, yeah, you can trust me with your life sort of energy. This is intense. You want extreme passion, Cancer. Wow. And I think that aspect of like someone, you know, that you can trust so much to do this kind of energy. You know, this is heavy, heavy masculine energy. And that might be what you need to keep you grounded during Gemini season, which, you know, is very flighty, that you need to feel like, dominated almost. Wow. I mean, hey, whatever. I mean, it makes sense because, you know, Cancer is a very divine feminine energy in general. Wow. Could also be releasing some sexual trauma for some of you, doing some cutting, some cord cutting. Gemini new moon is the perfect time to be doing that. All right, let's see some clarification for Cancer. Bagon in reverse, Phoebus, and Shed Ninja, Cursed Rain. So, all right, so yeah, there's a twin flame or soulmate situation that it's like continuous headbutt in reverse. What I'm hearing is the sex that you've been having is like a continuous headbutt. Like they're not, you know, even role playing to like this kind of stuff. It's just like, okay, they're just gonna sort of energy. You know what I mean? Yeah, interesting. Let's see. It says, dreaming of one day flying. It practices by leaping off cliffs every day. Okay, so I don't think you're there yet. This might be something that you're fantasizing about and maybe doing it solo. Like it talks about, you know, dreaming of one day flying. It practices by leaping off cliffs. So it might be something maybe that you're just starting to experiment with, maybe mentally. Because, yeah, it's like... Phoebus using float on. I feel like there's part of you that is making you think like you need to move on from a situation. It might be something that's happened in the past, or maybe that you shouldn't be exploring this sort of energy. It's like, you know, just kind of want to move on. This is associated with emotions. So maybe you want to move on from the emotions regarding something. And also has to do with the throat chakra. So you might, like, you know, be moving on and not, like, verbally speaking about it. It says, it's the shabbiest Pokemon of all. It forms in schools and lives at the bottoms of rivers. So I feel like some of you definitely have kind of, like, a shabby sexual partner where you're just like, like, I need to move on because, like, this isn't giving me what I need. And Shed Ninja using Cursed Rain. This is interesting. I think that, you know, the rain is water type. So I think that you're realizing that you need to move on by, you know, some sort of, it talks about, you know, living in the bottom of the river, like it's shabby Pokemon. And that this has kind of like hurt your heart chakra because it's like you want to shed from this, you know. This is a, like an angel Pokemon. It's very much, you know, like the husk of the, like the cicada, you know, it becomes an angel. It's still like a living thing, but it's also kind of dead. But anyway, so I feel like that these emotions have kind of like cursed your heart, that like, oh, I have to like move on from it. It says a most peculiar Pokemon that somehow appears in a Pokeball when an Incada evolves. So yeah. Yeah, exactly what I was saying. You know, it's kind of like the husk. And I feel like that's kind of how you're feeling towards this situation, is just like, something, yeah, interesting, Cancer. All right, well, what should be focused on healing during Gemini season? Tantric union in reverse. Yeah, this tantric energy, like the sexual energy, there's like so much heavy divine masculine in it, and I feel like there's some sort of like, I'm just, you know, done with this. And yeah, and not having that union with that person. Or very much going more towards, you know, the sort of intense animalistic energy that the divine masculine can offer, and, you know, things being a little bit less energetically linked in the bedroom. All right, Cancer, I hope that you got what you needed. Please like, comment, subscribe. The more energy that you send to me, the more energy I can send to you. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you for the next reading. My lovely Leos. Let's see, for my Leos. All right, what does Leo's root chakra need for Gemini season? Please show us. That's too many, but we'll look. Okay. Please show us Leo's root chakra needs for Gemini season. Wow. The Tower in reverse, Death in reverse, and the Knave of Earth. Holy moly, did that come out swinging. So there is some aspect of not being like, wow. It's like lurking. Whoa. Whoa. There's something that needs to be waited for in order to take some sort of action, is what I'm getting. There is some sort of observation that you have to make, you know, before this shamanic death can happen. This is very much cutting toxic ties from a, you know, toxic love situation. You know, this is death that, you know, will swoon, you know, you'll swoon over. Like, it will intoxicate you in the best ways. So also, you know, Scorpio card coming out. But before that sort of, you know, it's like definitely letting go of this toxicity, but it's still standing, you know, but it's not being emotionally eroded away. So I think it's very much, you know, because this like upright, which by the way, we have Mars, so Scorpio and Aries popping up. But this tower is different than most. It's because, you know, they're strong and they're not going to be struck. But this tower is emotionally eroded over time. You know, like, that's how it is. But it's like, don't emotionally erode things. And, you know, even your own root chakra, it's like, you know, you're letting go of this death that has happened, you know, the shamanic death, and not letting it erode your foundation anymore. But there very much is this aspect of still needing to, you know, stand back in the shadows and observe. I think that there's some shadow work that's going on. Interesting. And I feel like there might be a divine masculine in your midst that is, you know, kind of lurking in the shadows. I'm getting Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy that might be watching you. So be careful, because that might influence your root chakra here. I feel like your stability might be linked to them. All right, so let's see. What's the clarification for Leo? Haunter using Dream Eater. So in order to protect your stability, you need to protect your third eye, you know, get your psychic energy correct. Because I have a feeling it's this person, like I said, like someone is getting in your dreams and kind of like eating them away. And, you know, I very much think that whatever this, you know, it feels like a tower moment, but one that's happened in the past. If it's feeling like it has like eaten some sort of dream, like just hold back and don't let it affect your root chakra in the moment. It says, if you get a feeling being watched in darkness when no one is around, Haunter is there. Exactly. There is some divine masculine that is like lurking, Leo. Of course, they would watch us from afar, wouldn't they? All right. Please like, comment, subscribe. The more energy that you send to me, the more I can send back to you. And I hope to see you again for the next reading. Bye-bye. All right, my Virgos, my vivacious Virgos. Let's see. What does Virgo's root chakra need for Gemini season? 4 of Fire. Wow, some sort of sexual transaction is what you need. This is very much where both people equally get what they need. I feel like this is very much a negotiated sexual situation. This is Aries Venus, so you know, could be dealing with an Aries. Venus is associated with Taurus and Libra. But, you know, during Gemini Venus retrograde, it is a time where things are a little bit like, like kind of chaotic and, you know, everywhere. And I feel like because Virgo energy is very much associated with like, all right, it has to be this way. You know what I mean? You guys always know the right way how to do things. And like, I've loved Virgo, so I know it's usually right. We just don't feel like doing it. You know what I mean? But I feel like to keep grounded during all of this kind of chaotic Gemini energy, it's like, nah, I need to be able to like write a bullet pointed list, you know, mentally or down of like exactly how I want to get fucked, how things need to go, you know what I mean? And then find someone that agrees to do this, you know, like you just want it done right. Like you really need it done right is what I'm hearing. Whew. That was spicy. Because, you know, this card is, you know, he is, or, you know, she's getting the pleasure and what I assume is money, and he gets to be, you know, with a beautiful woman. So both parties are getting what they want in, you know, in exchange that, you know, that they agree. So, all right, let's clarify for Virgo. What else about this Four of Fire? Very much could be role-playing as well. Amola Mola. So using super deep dive and surf. So super deep dive, I feel like this is very much an emotional type of transaction that needs to occur. Like, you know, your emotions need to get like deep and be exactly where they need to be in this like sexual transaction. And surf, like surf I take as getting very wet. So I'll just say that there. You know, because it is a water card, it has to do with emotions, but also with the throat chakra. So I think that, you know, super deep dive in terms of what is being said during this is something that's going to be very important to you. Floating in an open sea is how they live. When they find a wounded Pokemon, they embrace it and bring it to shore. So there could be, you know, maybe a little bit harder stuff, you know, spanking, you know, wounds and stuff like that. Or there could be some sort of dynamic where it's like, you know, someone's wounded, someone gets rescued sort of energy. Interesting. All right, what should Virgo focus on healing during Gemini season? Whoa. So first, fear in reverse. Yeah, you need to release some fear, and obviously, you know, a great way to release fear out of your root chakra, by the way, that's what's being highlighted. You know, releasing this fear is very much, you know, can be done through sexual, you know, negotiation. You can get rid of the fear by channeling it. So definitely release that fear. Trilogy of Light in reverse. Interesting. So this is like not focusing on aspects of father, mother, child. So it could be, you know, not making a baby or something like that, or maybe releasing fear about having a child or something is what I'm hearing. Golden memories. So there very much could be going into your memory bank of maybe why you're afraid of certain things that need to be released here. But I also think that, you know, focusing on positive, good memories is going to be very helpful for you to be getting rid of this fear in general. Like here we have again this, you know, red energy, the root chakra that is just, you know, it can be stimulated by, you know, whether you're seeking this sort of experience now, maybe you can fabricate it or go back into memories that you've already had, you know, and do it yourself. So interesting, Virgo. Okay, please like, comment, subscribe. The more energy that you send to me, the more I can send back to you. And I hope that you got what you need, and I hope to see you again for the next reading. Bye-bye.